The 12th century was a time of strife for the Muslim world. Jerusalem had been under Crusader control for nearly 90 years, and the Muslim lands were divided into smaller kingdoms, leaving them vulnerable to external threats. It was during this time that Salahuddin Yusuf ibn Ayyub was born in 1137 in Tikrit, Iraq. Salahuddin's father, Najm ad-Din Ayyub, and his uncle, Asad ad-Din Shirkuh, were military leaders in the service of the Zengid dynasty, and Salahuddin grew up surrounded by the stories of conquest, leadership, and piety that would define his future. His family's military role would lead him to Egypt. At the age of 16, Salahuddin joined his uncle, Shirkuh, in a military campaign to Egypt. In 1169, after Shirkuh's death, Salahuddin was appointed as the Vizier of Egypt. Although young, he quickly earned the trust of the people through his wisdom, fairness, and Islamic principles. Salahuddin worked tirelessly to strengthen the economy and military while also uniting the divided Islamic world under Sunni rule. But Salahuddin's ambitions were not solely based on politics. His heart was set on a grander vision, the liberation of Jerusalem, the city held by the Crusaders since 1099. In 1187, Salahuddin began his campaign to reclaim Jerusalem. The Battle of Hattin, fought on July 4, 1187, was the turning point of this campaign. The Crusader army, led by King Guy of Jerusalem, was trapped by Salahuddin's forces in the arid plains of Hattin. Salahuddin, a brilliant strategist, cut off the Crusaders' access to water, and the battle ended in a crushing victory for the Muslims. King Guy and other Crusader leaders were captured. Despite their brutal actions in Jerusalem earlier, Salahuddin showed mercy. Following the Battle of Hattin, Salahuddin's army moved toward Jerusalem. The city, a symbol of faith for Muslims, Christians, and Jews alike, was heavily fortified. Despite the possibility of a bloody siege, Salahuddin opted for mercy. On October 2, 1187, Salahuddin's forces entered Jerusalem. He allowed the Christian and Jewish residents to leave safely, and those who could not afford the ransom were freed. The city's Christian holy sites were protected under his rule, showcasing Salahuddin's compassion. Salahuddin's conduct during the liberation of Jerusalem is remembered as an example of mercy in the face of power. His goal was not revenge, but to restore Jerusalem to Muslim control while ensuring peace among its diverse inhabitants. The Crusaders, shocked by the loss of Jerusalem, launched the Third Crusade, led by powerful kings such as Richard the Lionheart of England. Despite fierce battles, including the Siege of Acre, neither side could secure a decisive victory. Despite the animosity between Salahuddin and Richard, mutual respect developed between the two leaders. When Richard fell ill during the crusade, Salahuddin sent him fruits and medicine, a gesture of kindness that spoke volumes about his character. The Third Crusade ended in a truce, with Jerusalem remaining under Muslim control. Salahuddin, having achieved his goal, allowed the Crusaders to retain control of some coastal cities, further cementing his reputation as a ruler who sought peace and justice. Salahuddin passed away in 1193 at the age of 55. He left behind a legacy not just of military victories, but of justice, compassion, and wisdom. He had united the Muslim world, reclaimed Jerusalem, and led with a sense of fairness that inspired both his followers and his adversaries.